enabling the digital economy.
Hi, my name's Kelvin, and I'm Team Subrosa. I'm currently a student at the University of Melbourne. Today, I want to talk to you about Subrosa, a new cybersecurity platform which hopes to disrupt current cybersecurity models and protect data in the era of open banking. So before I start, I want to give you a brief history of aviation and draw parallels between the aviation and cybersecurity industry and how they occurred, the same problems have occurred in both industries, and then draw from that design and innovation philosophies to improve the current cybersecurity model. The first air traffic controller was a man named Archie Leake. And the first air traffic control tower was a wheelbarrow holding Archie's chair, umbrella, and his lunch. The way he directed traffic was using paddles labeled hold and go. How with globalization and the increase of accessibility of air travel, there needed to be some innovation to allow for safe air travel and handle the traffic of the amount of air flights that occurred. So the disruptive innovative technology was radar. Radar allowed air traffic controllers visibility of flights, allowed them to handle the volumes of air traffic, and also gave them authentication of plane identities. So we take a look at that and take a look at how cybersecurity models are done today. They lack the same visibility. They aren't able to handle the volume of today. So how do we use the same principles to innovate cybersecurity? So traditionally, cybersecurity approached security using centralized information systems. However, this doesn't allow for the amount of data transfer and connectivity that occurs today, and also is vulnerable to insider threats. So how do we counter this? And we know this is an issue because of the recent study done by the Parliament Institute of IBM Security, which showed the costs of data breaches that occur today. On average, it took an organization 191 days to detect a data breach. That's almost 6 months. Imagine what a hacker could do in that time. Further to that, of a survey done on 2,800 IT professionals, 77% of respondents said that they did not have a formal incident response plan, even after the data breach occurred. Something that's often overlooked is insider attacks. 1 in 4 data breach attacks came from insiders with legitimate access. And this is of key concern because this is often overlooked by organizations. Finally, the cost. 3.62 million USD was the average cost for organizations from a data breach. So what that information tells us is that we need a new cybersecurity model which is able to deal with current information system models today. So what do current information system models look like today? They are decentralized information systems. Data travels from multiple directions, through multiple platforms, in multiple locations. So where does Subrosa cybersecurity platform come in? It provides coverage across the entire technology infrastructure, from your endpoints, your phones, your laptops, to your data centers, to your cloud. Subrosa provides a holistic solution to gain visibility and be able to handle the volume of data today. So where does Subrosa fit in terms of open banking? Subrosa bridges the current gap which exists between customers, accredited data recipients, and banks. For customers, it authenticates and protects their data. For accredited data recipients, it provides a secure channel of data transfer and allows for innovation in open banking. And for banks, it provides a secure technology infrastructure, protecting the most vital assets. So Subrosa's cybersecurity platform is built on 3 principles: simplicity, agility, and governance. SAG, not a very sexy acronym, but cybersecurity is supposed to be sexy. So I'll start with simplicity. When you ask cybersecurity professionals today what one of the major problems is finding good cybersecurity professionals. This is due to the high demand and lack of supply currently. Subrosa hopes to deal with this problem by creating a foundation of solid technology and allowing for cybersecurity professionals to focus on critical tasks of their role. So firstly, Subrosa allows for automated security response. This means that it has a 24/7 coverage of an organization, allows for using machine learning and AI algorithms, allows for automated response to any threats that it detects. Secondly, it allows for actionable insights. When we look into data breaches, a recent study by Verizon showed that 91% of cybersecurity attacks came from phishing attacks. Now, phishing attacks can be easily fixed by improving the cybersecurity knowledge of employees and making our organizations cyber safe. With Subrosa, it will provide those insights into where the attacks are coming from and allow for organizations to make a plan to effectively deal with further attacks. Central management. If we think about how many security products exist today, it's very difficult for an organization to manage their products and manage the access of their organizations of users. With central management, it allows for the organization to be able to have a holistic view of what systems and what products they have and be able to centrally manage that through the platform. And finally, the statistic I talked about before, having an instant response plan and knowing where the critical point of failure was, having digital forensics will allow the organization to pinpoint where the systems failed and allow them to cover that point, and allow them to grow and build this cybersecurity model in the future. Secondly is agility. In the era of open banking, we want there to be innovation, but also be able to have a platform which scales with external threats. We know there's an arms race currently going on with hackers and organizations, and hackers are currently winning. So we need to have an agile, resilient platform which is able to deal with these threats. So firstly, openness. Openness means the platform is able to deal with information systems, entire information system of the organization, allow for it to scale as well. With new systems such as cloud and blockchain, the Subrosa platform will be able to deal with these new platforms, add them in as well. Hybrid deployment. And I talked about before about our endpoints and where critical points of failure are. Sometimes it's email, our phones. A lot of data leak can occur in those endpoints. And we want to cover that by having a hybrid deployment and be able to deploy it on multiple systems. And finally, adaptive security models. This means that Subrosa is able to deal with new threats as they occur and be adaptive and responsive to new threats. Finally, governance is about giving back control to the rightful users of data. Giving back control to customers, being able to delete and amend the data themselves, and giving back control to the banks about who has control. So this is in 3 ways. Compliance, ensuring that the organization remains compliant with ACCC in terms of the open banking regulations recently, allowing for customers to delete the right to delete their data. Access control, allowing for the bank to have a holistic view and access to different data sets and different information systems through that one platform, and ensure that non-accredited data recipients do not get access to data. And finally, platform-wide updates. Important consideration is ensuring that the whole platform and the whole information system is safe. So it does this by having a platform-wide update and ensuring that each device and each system is with the latest security model. To conclude, cybersecurity attacks are inevitable. But how Subrosa hopes to deal with this is by responsive, resilient, and adaptive in the era of open banking. Thank you for listening, and I want to open the floor for questions.